Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD StarCraft and I'm here to bring you guys another Heart of the Swarm broadcast. And today, so excited because we have some new fresh faces on the block. I was kind of on a Doxathon for a while. I'm going to put them on the side. I don't hate you, Dox, or anything like that. Love you, man. But I wanted to go ahead and cast some other games, and I'm not going to tell you guys who sent me this replay, but I am going to say that we have Barcode here at the 6 o'clock position. Had to check my clock there. He is going to be the blue Zerg player. And up at the 12 o'clock position, we have none other than Millennium's Dragon. And extra emphasis on the Dragon. He is actually the first, I think he is the first Korean player I have ever had the pleasure of casting here in Heart of the Swarm. I mean, it's already hard enough to get replays out of Korea. It's kind of like the black market. You know how I'm not going to talk about certain things that are hard to cross over international borders, but in the virtual world, what's hard to cross over in the virtual world over overseas is StarCraft 2 replays. So enough about that, but I'm just so excited to be able to cast a game here with Dragon. I want to see how the Koreans have been kind of rocking it out with their Terran stuff out. And I wanted to see how Dragon is going to play here in this game, how he's going to perform, and you know, how are things different on the Korean server? What kind of practice has he been getting out there? Now, of course, he is on a part of Millennium, Team Millennium right now, which obviously recently lost Stefano. And I'm kind of scratching my head here because I'm not too sure if Dragon resides in Korea right now or if he resides outside of Korea. I'm going to go ahead and say he doesn't live in Korea right now because he is playing on, well, whatever server Barcode is playing on. Or Barcode's playing on the Korean server. Alright, I'm just confusing myself too much, trying to think about it way too much. So let's just go ahead and get into the game because both of them are expanding. And I just wanted to point that out. So, yeah, Barcode here, his name is actually EverDrone, I believe. And both these guys, I think they know each other. Whoever sent me this replay, I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, did tell me the name of the Barcode player. So, apparently, I guess they kind of know each other a little bit, maybe not. But we'll see what happens here, man. This map is super massive. This is the super massive map, the biggest one out of all the maps available in Heart of the Swarm. And the typical thing to do is just go ahead and expand. This drone's over here trying to mine right now, but unfortunately the hatchery's not there yet, and now it is. I don't know what else to say about that. Hopefully he'll go back to mining soon. And of course we have Dragon here with the quick CC. I wonder if we're gonna see Widow Mines. Widow Mines are so good, and they're still very good against Zerg. I actually think they're better against Zerg than they are against Protoss. And I actually think Widow Mines are the best unit, bar none, against Zerg, period. Because, well, early game, before patch 6, which is the most recent patch as of this cast, Zerg actually had no way to stop an early Widow Mine out of a quick barracks factory. And even on maps like this, you would actually see Terran players just going barracks, getting a factory, getting reactor, as we see here, but not without the CC, obviously. And then rushing the Widow Mine out, and then there's nothing Zerg could do about it. If the Zerg... Okay, there is no ifs, buts, ands, or anything like that. They were just screwed, basically. So now, the Spore Crawler no longer requires an Evolution Chamber, and the reason for that change was so that Zerg would have a way to combat that. Anyways, I'm kind of going in depth here about the Widow Mine, and I guess it's kind of relevant because we're probably going to see Widow Mines. I don't know, just a hunch. Maybe Hellions, actually. What is he going to make? Is it Hellions or is it Widow Mines? Oh, he's going to go with Hellions. And I thought he was going to try to drop some Widow Mines, but HD thought wrong. And he is going to go for Hellions. All right. One thing, if you guys didn't know, by the way, which I've been mentioning this in all my casts, but I haven't actually said it like, oh my god, guys. Hellions, when they're in Hellbat form, can be healed by Medivacs. I've been mentioning that like on the side, but you know, never really pointed too much attention to it because nobody ever does it. But maybe we'll see someone do it here. Dragon. Looking at you, man. Alright, well, we got two Hellions coming around the middle of the map right now. And just going to roast up that Zergling. Goodbye. And we'll see if the Zerg player decides to go for a third hatchery here. I'm surprised he hasn't got a third hatchery yet. He is still on 4 gases, which is weird to me. Most Zergs don't get gases early on before a third hatch, so to me that says he must be trying to go for quick infestation for swarm hosts? I don't know what he's trying to do, but he is going to shut down the Hellions, not even going to let him inside the main base for scouting. But, I mean, the Hellion did check the third here, so Dragon right now has got to be thinking, EverDrone, why don't you have a third hatchery? Why aren't you droning for a third hatchery, EverDrone? Why don't you have a third hatchery, period? Because I have a third CC. And that's a pretty ninja location for that third CC, I might add. Also a 4th CC coming up here, so ninja expand right away, and we do have a cloak coming out for Banshees. So in the next couple of seconds you're going to see some Banshee play, so we didn't actually see any medevacs coming out of that quick starport. Interesting. Oh, I didn't even see that Marine. The Marine's out there just like waiting. Don't run me over, Hellion, when he comes out. Just standing right there at the ramp. Ah, Marines, they never pay attention. They're just jaywalkers. Breaking the law. Anyways, when is Barcode, aka EverDrone, going to get this third hatchery, man? I'm getting a little concerned right now. Okay! He's going to go for very quick Mutalisks here. And that's not bad, but I feel like Widow Mines, you know, really shut that down. These 2 Hellions are going to get killed off, but there's a Cloaked Banshee coming in, might be able to get a Queen kill. An Overseer coming in. Queen does not have enough energy for transfusion, but the Banshee overextends into the range of the Spore Crawler, and it will die. Now we have a third hatchery coming up from EverDrone, but, you know, essentially his whole strategy here was to rush Mutas on 2 bases. And so far, he's done a phenomenal job of keeping the Zerg, or keeping the Terran away from his Spire. So, Millennium's Dragon has no idea right now that Mutalisks are coming out, but, you know, he has Widow Mines on the field, and it only takes a few mines, and, oh, there's a scan too, so now he knows that there are Mutas, in fact. And all it takes is a few mines, and your Mutas will just... It's bad. They'll die very quickly. Widow Mines do hit air, and they do a lot of splash out. It looks like the Mutas are going to divert down to save this hatchery. The Banshee will not have enough energy for a cloak. And a second Banshee goes down. So, you know, alright, Dragon is ahead right now, but he could be so much further ahead if he hadn't lost those Banshees and had played those a little bit more carefully. I don't know if they really paid off. You got to remember, he has a Ninja Expand plus an in-base that is now going to float over and become the 4th. I mean, it's actually a good thing that Dragon lost those Banshees, but oh god! The Muta's taking some damage right there, and that could finish them! Oh, big damage right there. 160 on the normal shot, and then 40 splash to every single Mutalisk around it. And those Mutas really probably don't want to fly back in. Every time they go over a mine, it's a guaranteed kill for 1 Mutalisk, or guaranteed death for 1 Mutalisk. And the other Mutas around them continue to suffer more and more damage, so, you know, if they continue to fly in, eventually they could just all pop like one giant group of zits. Well, I was gonna say, you know, Dragon is looking, he could look amazing right now if he hadn't lost those Banshees, but now it's kind of looking like Dragon has taken a pretty strong hold because those Mutas just kind of flew in and did absolutely nothing. And so that's a lot of gas invested, that's a lot of time invested. You have to remember, EverDrone skipped the third hatch early on to get the quick Mutas out, and they have not paid off at all, except to kill off a Banshee, really, and a Widow Mine. So that's 2 things that they've got under the belt here, and things are not looking good, I don't think, for the Zerg player at all. Back at home, what is Millennium's Dragon doing? He's just doing what all Koreans do, HD. He's winning in this game of StarCraft 2. That's what he's doing. And, man, he is on 4 bases. He's about to get a 5th base. You'd think that he's a Zerg player and the blue player is a Terran player, but I don't know, man. This is not looking good right now for EverDrone. And look at the upgrades coming, too, for that mech. Currently, it is at 0-0. So we're going to have 1-1. Blue Flame. Marines are not going to get upgraded. It's going to be a purely mech-based play. It looks like the Mutas did fly in and take out a couple of SCVs here. 3 total have gone down this game, which is pretty bad for a Zerg player. When you go Mutas, you actually don't want to kill less. Well, you don't want to kill 3 SCVs. That's basically the bottom line. You want to kill a lot more than that. So I guess a kind of rule of thumb is for every muta you make, you should at least try to get 1 SCV kill. And really, he's made like 12 this game. Maybe like 10 or so, and he's only killed 3. And I don't know if all 3 of those were even 2 Mutalisks. I think maybe 2 of them were. Regardless, EverDrone needs to... Alright, there we go. 4th base is up now. He's cleared up the rocks to get the 5th. Checking the income tab now. It looks pretty close. But this Terran army, man, is so scary. We've got siege tanks. We've got blue flame Harions. And I did not just say that. We've got blue flame Hellions. The Asian in me comes out. And we've got Widow Mines here as well, so this is not good. Oh my god, but here comes the Zerg player. The mines are burrowed though! The mines are going to detonate, but there's so many Zerglings and Banelings that it looks like EverDrone was able to clear on through. Unbelievable! And I guess part of that has to do with the fact that Widow Mines take a lot longer to burrow. Not a lot longer, but they take 1 more second to burrow, which in StarCraft 2 time is like, I think it's 1.4 seconds. Blizzard time is very weird in this game. If you guys ever note that when I cast a replay and I say, well, that was a great 50-minute game, and you look at the YouTube bar, it's only been 35 minutes. Yeah, well, that's StarCraft 2 time. 1.4 conversion factor or something like that. So anyways, what was I talking about? I was mentioning how those Widow Mines took so long to burrow that they did not all detonate in time. If they were all burrowed just a second earlier, then I think that battle could have went really good, really well for our Zerg player EverDrone. But as it stands, excuse me, it could have went much better for Dragon. But as it stands, it went well for EverDrone, and EverDrone has gotten right back into this game, I feel like. We'll see, though. There's still some menacing Hellions here looking to barbecue up some Zerg meat. And those Zerglings are just serving themselves up on the grill right now. Although they are going to be able to kill off a couple of Hellions. And it looks like that last fungal will lock him down. So, not bad. Not too shabby at all. What kind of tier 3 tech do we have coming out from the Blue Zerg EverDrone? Ooh, Ultralisks. I do like Ultralisk quite a bit. Is he getting Burrow Charge right now? Not yet, but he is getting 3/3 chitinous plating, so his Ultras are going to be heavily upgraded, but he will need the Burrow Charge. And on those Terran upgrades for tier 3, we've got Ravens with Corvid Reactor. That is weird, man. And we've got a couple of Vipers on the field as well. Fungal misses. As the Zerg now starts to make a bit of a case here for dominance in the middle of the map, and certainly he has a right to own quite a bit of territory in the middle. He needs to spread the creep a little bit more, though, in case he needs a retreat path. And the Terran player, in the meantime, man, he's got a big line of siege tanks with Hellbats in the front. And he's got a Raven with Corvid Reactor on the way. That's so weird. Is he really planning to make a huge switch into Ravens? That's the only reason why you would get Corvid Reactor. That's the energy upgrade for when they come out. But anyways, we do have a big move here from EverDrone. He's going in with everything, and he launches Binding Cloud on the ground. It won't hurt his Zerg units because they're all melee. And he doesn't actually Binding Cloud much of importance. But his Ultras are just up in the front and cleaving everything down with the support of the infested Terrans. And the Terran tank line goes down. 1 Ultralisk left alive. No, 2 Ultralisks left alive, but this one's the cooler guy because he only has 19 HP. But he's going to die to fire. No, to, looks like he died to the auto turret. Regardless, he was, what a crazy, crazy Ultralisk that was. And now we have, oh god, that Ultra died pretty quickly. Now we have, EverDrone just, I think, overcommitting a tad too much, but it didn't cost him that badly. I mean, yeah, he lost a couple of Ultras he could have saved and transfused, but that went pretty well for EverDrone. In the last few fights now, he's actually been able to kill off significant chunks of the Terran army, and I feel like Dragon doesn't have enough mines. Widow Mines are insanely cost-effective against Ultras and Zerglings. Why not get them? And he only has a few on the field right now. All those mines are just detonating on the Infestors. These Ultras are in the front, though. And now, yeah, EverDrone is definitely overextending himself. He is throwing away the lead that he got. And the game now looking really close. This is a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Hang tight. A couple of battle hellions back here. I've gotten a couple of drone kills. Nothing too serious. Look at the drone kill count this game. 20 minutes in. You look at the units' resources lost. It's astronomically high for 20 minutes and only 4 drones killed apiece. Both players have done absolutely phenomenal jobs of keeping their workers alive. That's rare in a Terran versus Zerg. That's extremely rare. You know, usually mutas, they do a lot of damage. We didn't see mutas do much damage this game to SCVs. And usually Terran Hellions with Blue Flame do a lot of damage to drones, and we didn't see much roastage this game. So, yes, very close. Zerg right now on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases, creep spread across vast sections of this enormous map. A couple of Vikings going for air patrol duty here. We'll find a few overlords or whatnot to kill. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, a lot of burrow charging ultras making their way through the middle. Now, the way burrow charge works, if you guys did not know, you click an area on the ground, the ultralist burrows and moves to that area, pops up, stuns everything around it. You can also use burrow charge to escape in case you're being chased, because they can go underground and go invisible and move away. So it's a very handy ability. And we'll see if EverDrone makes use of it. A couple of Vikings here are actually going to land. Interesting. And they will be able to kill off one queen, but I mean, really, what? You know, those Vikings won't do much. And meanwhile, it looks like Dragon landing over here with Vikings and attacking with a major part of his army is probably going to kill this hatchery. The hatchery goes down, but we have a bunch of ultras coming in. Will they burrow charge? I don't see any burrow charge right now. It doesn't look they need to. They're already in melee range. And a couple of fungals to make sure the Thors don't run away. But so many Thors are coming in. Reinforcements have arrived. Thor is here. And Dragon is going to be able to continue his march here. We have Neural Parasite on the way from EverDrone. I guess he's going to try to, if you can't beat them, then mind control them. I guess that's his philosophy here, and we'll see if that's going to be effective, but he's running pretty low on money right now. Wow, I didn't notice his money was that dry. No doubt one of the reasons is because Dragon just has so many bases, and he got them really early on. He's just been mining like a madman, and the Zerg player just lost a hatchery, so that does not bode well for EverDrone. How is he going to get himself out of this situation? One would have mine going to probably burrow down at a potential Zerg hatchery. That's always a great way to shut down a drone wishing to aspire to become greater things. Hatchery. And here we go. Ultra still not using burrow charge. Why not? He's just walking them in there, but regardless, he's got enough here to crush through the Thors. But the Ravens dropping auto turrets down. Those are so annoying. Auto turrets are actually pretty damn cost effective. And just Ultra carcasses now left on the ground, as there's just too much Terran firepower here. And EverDrone pulls back once again. Millennium's Dragon making his march, his presence felt in the middle of the map, and it looks like now he's going to claim another expansion. Wow, this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base Terran versus a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base Zerg. So, yeah, things are not looking good right now for EverDrone. And holy moly, I was gonna say holy muley, but that didn't sound right in my head. So holy moly mules, and 78 workers right now. That does not count the mules, and God, look at his mineral income right now. It's shooting up to epic proportions. And he's just banking it right now. He's just saving it for his retirement savings. So, there it is. And things are, like I said, not looking good for the Zerg player. Now, now reverting to Brood Lords, or relying on Brood Lords. Last hope here he's got, really. Brood Lords actually could be very effective because there isn't much anti-air besides the Thors. But the question is, does he have enough? Does he have enough Brood Lords here? And I think the answer to that question is no. He doesn't have enough. There's more Thors. There's like 2 times as many Thors as there are Brood Lords, and yeah, it looks like Dragon doesn't even really want to stick around and test the waters or fight. Now that he sees the Broodlings, he'll pull back. He'll play it safe rather than overextend and end up risking a potential, you know, turnaround of the game. Because there we go. That's a lot of Brood Lords. So Now he actually has to begin Viking production. He's not making Vikings though, he's making more Ravens and researching Seeker Missile. He's also got Widow Mines here. You can try to run the Widow Mines up and burrow them, but it's very hard to do. Now, does our Zerg player have enough to deal with the Vikings so his Brute Lords can go to work on the Thors? It's gonna be close. No, I don't think he has enough. There's still too many Vikings in the air, and all the Brute Lords going down. Well played, calls EverDrone. And Millennium's Dragon takes a great game. That's the Korean playstyle, huh? Very, very nice. I like it a lot. And great job. Just an excellent Terran versus Zerg matchup. Saw some Heart of the Storm units. Didn't see the Swarm Host, but we saw the Viper being used a couple times just for Binding Cloud. I don't know if I ever saw the Abduction. Get over here. I can't help but say that every time a Viper abducts something. Get over here. And so that was a great match, and now that the match is over, I guess I can go ahead and say who sent me the replay. It was actually Barcode, EverDrone, who sent me the replay, not Dragon. And just a great game, and also very, you know, it's hard to send a replay where you lose, so my hat's off to you, man. That was a great game. And I think I have another game that he sent in to me, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that after this. I won't say who it is that he plays against, but I will say he is the Granddaddy Protoss. So stay tuned, guys. This is HD StarCraft, signing out.